Hey dolls, welcome back again to my channel. So this is the second video that I'm going to be doing in my new series called Going Back to Basics. So for this series, I decided to start off with the eyes. We're going to talk specifically about eye primers and how to make our eyeshadows last all day. So if you're interested in learning more, then just keep watching. So I know a lot of us at some point probably have experienced eye creasing and your shadows creasing or your cream shadows creasing, and it's like the most annoying thing like ever. I hate when my eyeshadows crease because I don't know, it's just like, it just looks really weird. So before I learned anything about makeup, I never knew anything that existed such as an eye primer. I had never heard the term, never seen it used. All I really did was like apply eyeliner and powder, and that's it. Like I didn't do anything else. I think maybe mascara, but I didn't do anything else. So when I started watching YouTube videos, which was way back in like what, 08, 09 or something, when YouTube had literally just started, I learned so much from the beauty community way back when. So my very first like high-end makeup product that I bought actually came with a primer, and that's how I actually experienced eye primers. So what's an eye primer? An eye primer is literally like a cream product, or it can be transparent, it can have color, it can be thick, it can be more creamy, it can be more very like light. There's just different variations and what you're looking for, and these are gonna really make your eyeshadows like hold. So I have a couple examples for us today, and these are products that I'm already using, that's why I'm showing it to you guys. So this first one here, this is the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer, and this one is a very light cream, and you literally just blend it. You don't need like your color or like skin tone. It's just a neutral eye primer, and you just blend it out on your eyelids. This one makes your shadows last all day. I've never experienced anything bad with this specific product. It's one of my favorites. The next one here I'm going to show you is one of my all-time favorites. It was the first eye primer I had ever tried when I started getting into makeup, and I have stuck with this one forever. We've had different types of bottles that it's changed to, and so far I think this container, this packaging is like my favorite so far. It is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original, and I just think it's like the cutest little package. It has this like crystal-like top, and it actually has like an actual wand, and I think this makes it so much easier to get in there, or like if it's about to be done. This is the first one I've used in this type of packaging, so for me, I feel like I would take out the rubber and like scoop out every last bit, because girl, we spent some money on this, so we are going to use it. And I usually just put it on my eyes like that, and I always use my fingers to blend. And again, this one has like almost no color, and you feel like, what the heck, is this even gonna work? But it works, trust me. So as you can see, it blended right into my skin. It is very neutral, very transparent. This primer has never ever failed me. I've always used this primer, and I absolutely love this primer. So the third primer I'm going to show you today is a little bit different. This one is a cream primer that comes in a pot, and this one I have kind of like an iffy relationship with. For me, this one hasn't always worked, but it does work, if that makes any sense. So for me, this next one, I like to use it as a color neutralizer on my eyes, which I place on top of one of these guys. So this one here is the MAC Paint Pot in the color Painterly. For these type of primers, you do want to get something that's more of your skin tone. It doesn't have to be exactly your skin tone. It doesn't have to be exactly your skin tone shade, but you can get one that's maybe a little bit lighter than your skin tone. So for this one, you can use your finger or you can use a brush. I usually like to use a brush, but I have no idea where my brush is right now, so I will just take a little bit. This one, you can't keep it for very long just because it will dry out. So I'm going to apply it at the end. And you can see this one does have a bit of color, but it's more with pink undertones and more beigey, kind of like a little bit similar to my skin tone, but it does have more pink hues in it. So for me, when I want to use this paint pot, I tend to use this for when I really want certain eyeshadows to really pop. If it's not like an everyday look, if I'm going to a special event, I will tend to use these type of bases, so my eyeshadow is really going to be fully pigmented. You're going to get the true pigmentation of the shadow. And I usually apply my eyeshadow base first and then this on top, just to give it a good combination. Because for me, anytime I've used this solely as the only eye primer, I tend to have creasing throughout the day, and that's why I will never use this by itself. I know people who do and they don't experience creasing, so I tend to do a duo. Anyways, so depending on what I'm going for, I would use either just one for everyday or special occasions. I will do this. So if you didn't know about eye primers, this is the little trick that you can use in order to make your eyeshadow last all day and have no creasing. So for fun, I'm going to apply the eye primer, and I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to do this here. I don't know what's like in this and why it controls the oils on your eyelid. I don't know, it's really strange, but it works. And I'll use the paint pot. I would use a regular primer. So I literally just apply it all over the eyelid, and I give it a couple of seconds. I would say give it about 15 to 30 seconds to let it completely dry out, because if you apply this and then immediately try to apply your eyeshadow, it's not gonna work. Your shadow is gonna get really clumpy. The tip of your brush is gonna get really like moist. Then you won't be able to blend out your eyeshadow. And the little trick I can give you is, if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to wait for 15 seconds to let your eye primer dry, what I like to do is I will take a neutral eyeshadow. So for example, something like this that's more skin tone, I will just take a little fluffy brush, swivel it in there, and then put it all over the eyelid. Because it's a neutral color, it's just gonna blend in. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to blend this, oh, it's not gonna look right, because it's your skin. It's more similar to your skin tone. Just put it everywhere and you're good to go. You can start applying your shadows. So after we let this sit, I'm gonna apply the next primer to this eye. Another tip is, when you're using this product, don't leave it open for too long, because it does get dried up. So I pick a little bit up and I start applying to the eyelid. You can put this all over. For me, I usually like the lid shade to be the one that really pops. So this is where I'll focus this primer on. Alright dolls, that's going to be it for part 1 of the eye series video. We just talked about on how to keep our eyeshadows all day, and I hope you found this really helpful. Don't forget to stay tuned for the next video, which we're going to go right into on how to apply eyeshadow, what colors to use, what's a good crease shade, how do you transition, all that fun stuff. So if you are interested, don't forget to continue watching this series. Again, I do have a playlist that has the how-tos for beginners or people who just know minimal things about makeup, or who are just interested in learning more about makeup. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, all my social media information will be on the screen or in the description down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you all next time. Bye.